cruise industry has become so large that there are countless brands to choose from, though there are certainly ones that are more successful than others. The most successful cruise line by both passenger count and revenue is Royal Caribbean. I've sailed with them more than any other cruise line, so I am a fan of theirs. However, I do understand that everyone's tastes are different. So, here's a look at Royal to see if they are right for you. Starting off with the ships themselves, Royal Caribbean has the top 7 largest cruise ships in the world in both size and passenger count. While yes, the larger ships have more stuff to do, they also come with more people. Going to a private island such as Coco Cay with 6,000 passengers on board is going to be different than going there with only 3,000. Royal does have their share of smaller ships, so you do have options. With Royal Caribbean's larger ships, they do come with unique features not seen on any other lines. To this day, they are the only cruise line to have ice skating rinks, aqua theaters, and an overhead observation gondola, though they do lack novelties found on other brands. For example, some MSC ships have a Formula One simulator, some Carnival ships have roller coasters, and some Norwegian Cruise Line ships have go-kart tracks. There isn't really an objective right answer of which is better, it's just what you like. Where Royal definitely has everyone beat is at their private destinations. Just at Coco Cay, they have a substantial water park, though the water slides and wave pool are not included in the cruise fare. Still, there is enough to do for a few hours even if you stay on the free part of the island. One of the most iconic elements of being on a cruise ship is the food. I haven't been on any other cruise line in a long time, so I can't do much of a comparison, though I do remember Norwegian having a good buffet. What I do know is that Royal Caribbean has great food. The buffet itself is mostly amazing, and the specialty restaurants are fantastic. From time to time there are some disappointments, but with how large their selection is, you can find something you want even if you have dietary restrictions. Some of the best meals I've ever had have come on board a ship. The atmosphere or vibe is also very important to the experience. Every cruise line has their sort of aura, where Carnival is viewed as chaotic, NCL relaxed, Cunard Line is incredibly elite, and so on. The mood I get from Royal Caribbean changes depending on the size and age of the ship, the time of year, and also the length of the sailing. But generally, it is targeted towards families. I went on Vision of the Seas in March of last year, and there were under 100 kids on board. But go on a larger and newer ship over the summer, and there will be a way higher percentage of kids. But overall, families are the target audience. If you don't have any kids, there are a decent amount of adult-only venues, but most events are going to be outside of those areas. If that is going to be a deal-breaker for you, then I'd recommend looking for sailings on a smaller and older ship from September through February. Attire is something that used to be a larger part of cruising that has somewhat gone out of style. There are still lines that adhere to formality, but on Royal's formal night, the dress code is very relaxed in the dining room. You can participate if you want, though it's not heavily enforced. Lastly, Royal Caribbean has the most planned activities during the day of any cruise line. This is good if you're someone who wants to be doing something all the time, but once again, it's not for everybody. Just like everything else on this list, it depends on what you want. To wrap up, cruise lines are not one size fits all. They all have stuff they do good at, but they also have weaknesses, which are important to weigh depending on your needs. I hope this helps any of you who were on the fence about Royal Caribbean. Smooth sailing, everybody.